It is your boyfriend on the beat.
What's up? What it do? And we back with another video. Alright, y'all. So I've been seeing clips of this video online, like on all social media platforms, and it's been going haywire. So what I did was I did a little snooping, little research, and I found the clip. You know what I mean? So I'm finna do I'm gonna give my input on it, my reaction to the video, and then once again, y'all leave comments, share, subscribe this video. All right, all over, everywhere. All right, cause I'm telling you, this is deep. But we ain't waste too much more time. We're gonna jump into the video.
You know, there's a short life in
why do you think
world.
that is? What the creative side is?
Well, because losing out money, you got to take drugs. You're going through so much shit to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far. You know, who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what Heath had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing.
Man, I know he didn't just say that. Yeah, he did. Hey, well, I ain't know he gonna say all that. So I'm gonna give you my 2 cents on this. I believe what he's saying. They got a lot of truth in it. A lot of celebrities are drugged up, drugged out, and they stressed out. And you can look at them and tell the music ain't the same no more. It's a lot of things that going on. People don't pay attention to the artist. They just pay attention to the music. They're not paying attention from the source of where it's coming from. They just listen to the music after it's being produced and mastered and all that good stuff, all the other crazy stuff. You know what I mean? But even in the music, some music get out there like on mixtapes. A lot of these mixtapes, these people they drop mixtapes and all them unreleased songs, stuff like that. Like if you listen to them and really pay attention to them, you can really see some dark stuff. You can hear some dark stuff, and it's real spooky. I'm not gonna drop no names and no music or whatever because I don't want to get too deep into it. But a lot of this music out here is real dark, and it can hypnotize you to you have you acting that way. Like what he's saying is true. Man and woman, once you give that card up, it's hard for you to come back. It's hard for you to come at like you can look at some, like for instance, some of the artists, you know what I mean, you can tell like that you can look at them and tell that like from when they first came in and where they at now, they really up there. Like the aura is not right with them when you look at them. Or you listen to their music auras and they just don't feel right, don't look right. You know what I mean? And that's what he's saying. They lose their soul, they lose their spirit. You know what I mean? Because they're giving up their selves for something else. And then every time, like, even like when they go do things for money, you know what I mean? Every time you spend that dollar, you're gonna always think about it like, damn, I did that for that. You know what I mean? And out here, you acting like it ain't a big deal, but really in the inside, you alone, you hurt, you worry because you know you got to answer the man above. All type of stuff that goes on with these people, you know what I mean? And we have our kids singing their songs and listening to them and really analyzing them and all that crazy stuff. And then you wonder why your kids acting the way they acting. You feel me? Because look at what you let them have access to. Those type of people. You are what you around. You are what you look at. You are what you read and study. That's who you are. You feel me? So that's what it is. He ain't lying about what he's saying, though.
Punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid, and next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
Man, I mean, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought.
And what he's saying, that's in the Bible, you know what I mean? That's the man, that's that man word, you know what I mean? What is a man to lose his soul to gain all the riches in the world, you know what I mean? He's saying the same exact thing, but different wording. You feel me? And I'm telling y'all, like, he's real. And you can look through the people. You can look through the things around us, you know what I mean, to tell you, like, to show you what's going on out here. And everybody's still trying to rush to be a movie star or be in the music industry and really fighting the fight. Like, you got to understand what what you're selling yourself into, because things like that happen. And then people who down and out and broke, they feed off people like that, and that's when they get you. Look at the videos back there with Diddy and Bieber and them, and B2K and all of them. So many, man. So many people, so many groups, you know what I mean? They've been through that. Chris Cross, they done been through that. And these guys are dangerous, some dangerous guys, man. It ain't fair, you know. But hey, who am I? You know what I mean? I'm a little old me. But what I'm telling you, I'm sending the message, man. Look, check this out. This is what he's saying, man. Open your eyes and stay woke.
Brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it.
Yo. I'm telling y'all, man. I believe I believe everything he's saying. I don't believe he lying either. Because, man, look, when people got their mind set on something, it's sat on it. You know what I mean? And just think about it, just like when you with your spouse, or you know what I mean, like y'all just your mind somewhere else, and then he or she just talking. You ain't even thinking about it. They you just sitting there just waiting for the time to make your move so you can get what you want. You know what I mean? The adult stuff. You feel me? I'm one of them. You know what I mean? We've done it before where like me and my girl talking whatever. I'm just sitting there, just you know what I mean? Yeah. Some context I'm like yeah, but the whole time I'm out somewhere else. But this sick stuff right here, that's sick. That's sick. And I believe him. I believe him. Man, this some sick stuff. And he ain't the only one that he didn't that you know what I mean, they've been tried like that. It's multiple people, multiple men and women that came out and said different names. So at the end of the day, like this shit, it's always happening every single day on different levels on the general population level, on the superstar level, on every level. This stuff is going on where people just sitting there priding on people, trying to, you know what I mean, do some evil stuff up to them to change to try to change their soul, to change their mind, who they are, and have control over them and take over and do whatever they want to do to them. You know what I mean? That's some sick shit for real. This world is so evil, man. This world's so evil, and we gotta remember when it comes to music, who's the best singer in heaven? Who's the best musician in heaven? I'm gonna let that sink in. Do your research on that.
So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man.
I'm sorry, y'all, but that's facts, though. That's facts. When a real man walks in a room, people get very intimidated. They forget it. That boys tuck their tails. They can't look at you in your face. They playing around. They fear when a real man walks in the room. But when a boy walks in the room, it's nothing. He go hang with the females, gossip, play around with them, do all that other crazy stuff, gapping all day, doing all that other crazy stuff. You know what I mean? A real man ain't gonna stand firm. He ain't gonna do all that. His energy proceed before he even get near you. His energy, you can feel his energy by looking at him and telling him that's a real man right there. You know what I mean? And then it's respect. That's facts.
Don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit because the man card means everything.
I had no idea we're going to go this direction with the podcast. This is absolute. But listen, we've talked about it. We've had a lot of the guys on to talk about this stuff. Are you done with Hollywood because of this specific reason?
I'm still working. I still, I haven't made the money necessary to do all of the other stuff. So I still have to go and do the Chitlin circuit. I still have to do the job that I need to. But eventually, I've done what I set out to do, which was to redefine the universe. I've proven what I've set out to do, and that's why I have all the patents. Whether they evaluate it or not, that's up to them. But I've done the work and finished it. Now I can go on and do whatever else we need to do. Hi, everyone. My name is Terrence Howard. I'm an actor, but in the field of science also. So if you would like to connect with me, you can connect with me on Minect. The QR code is down below, and let's have a great conversation.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this,
click. Now, by him just saying that, now I'm gonna tell you the other side of how I feel about this video. Now, he's an actor, right? Don't forget, Hollywood is bigger than what we think it is. Hollywood is the world pretty much. Now, they could just be sending him down there to try to send Diddy on down the road, you know what I mean? Because that's what a lot of people are doing now also, too. They also saying the same thing he's saying. So we got to remember now, he's a paid actor. He's a very good actor where he can just be doing his stuff just because. Because who don't know? We know about the Justin Bieber thing. Like, he didn't really drop no names for real. He didn't really say too much, but he said a lot. But then, like I said, you got to realize and look at who's saying it, who's the messenger, and where they coming from. Well, like you said, he's still in Hollywood. He's still doing their thing. Now, we all know once you turn your back on Hollywood, they turn their back on you. And it's a lot of things that goes on, and they got a lot of strings attached, and a lot of strings tied to whatever to a lot of things. That so it ain't like he's saying something that we don't know, but then it could be a story. He could be just putting out a good story to double down on what everybody else saying about Diddy. Who knows? But for real. I've heard these things I heard the things 1,000 times about different people. Not only Diddy, but like other movie stars and artists and music directors, all like it's all up and through there. You know what I mean? Movie directors and producers and all type of crazy stuff be going on in Hollywood. Do I believe a lot of it? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And the ones who make it longer, the ones that play the game and they keep playing it until. And one thing I've noticed nothing. I don't want to get too deep into it because I'm not here for. I don't want to. You know what I mean? Get. You know what I mean? But put it like this: the further you go, the deeper you get. And then once they done with you, they done with you. They exposed and they done with you. So just once again, y'all be mindful and be mindful on who you following and where they going and then look at your life or where you doing and how you going in life. Look at all the trends that goes on out here in this world. It ain't only they doing the shit. It's your neighbors who doing it too. You know what I mean? So girlfriend and boyfriend trying to pull you into some shit. So you can't really look at that and say, hey, because also you got people in your life doing it too. So just got to remember stuff like that and just try to stay forward, stay focused, and keep it pushing. You know what I mean? Because there's only one way up, the right way. You know what I mean? And it's only one way to live a positive life, peaceful life, and knowing who you are and not losing yourself in it. And it's keeping yourself, loving yourself, and holding yourself from all the wicked things that going on out here. But that's the end of this video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. You want more? You want the whole video? It's right there in the right corner. You know what I mean? Click on it, check it out. It's a good interview. It's a good 2-hour interview. Go check it out. Tell me what y'all think. But that's the pros and cons of how I look at the video. That's my reaction of it. Take everything with a grain of salt. This has been another presentation of Dave's channel. 444. Peace.